Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet. We are going to be casting a 4v4 game between these four people and those four people. So there we go. We're going to start with Team 1 on the top left side of the map. I should mention we do have some fairly decent players in this game. I don't recognise any of them, but we've got a diamond player, we've got a couple of platinum players, some gold players, and a whole bunch of unranked players, so I assume it's going to be very, very awesome. But let's start introducing the players. Up the top left side, on Team 1, we do have our blue Zerg player, Hiroki. It's a pretty awesome name. We do have our purple Terran player, Andion, who's, it's a fairly awesome name. We do have our teal Terran player, Sutada, who's would probably be very awesome if I could pronounce it correctly, but of course I can't. And we do have our red Protoss player, whose name is Snezti. And these guys have got a slightly messed up name, but it's messed up in the same way. I'm guessing it's because these guys are from the same clan. Having a look, these guys are not from the same clan, so these guys probably doing it in together, but together with purple and blue players, these guys are going to be Team 1. Now moving on to Team 2, we do have a yellow Protoss player, Bum, SM Bum. That's a very interesting sort of name. I'm not sure if it's awesome or not. I would probably say not. Here we go, orange Terran player named Andre. And he's looking pretty baller with the bear on a white round thing with some spokes on the end sort of stuff, so he's pretty awesome. Green Terran player, PSP, of course after the widely renowned sort of PlayStation controller thing that went on. I suppose that was pretty cool, so yeah, we'll see. And then we have Mouse. I believe we've seen Mouse in a previous game. I do hope it wasn't this game. I hope I'm not casting the same game again. I don't think I am. Oh god, I got the coughs all over the place. But I do think that this is a completely new game, but I do think we've seen Mouse before. Maybe in another 4v4. He may be the one who's uploading this game, but that does not necessarily mean he's going to win. It could just mean that he had a lot of fun. So there we go. Gonna go on this game. We do have Reapers coming out for the orange player, so that's pretty awesome. Nothing really harass-worthy from the other players. This guy's just got a scouting SCV come out. This guy, I thought that was a pylon for a sec, but it's just an overlord chilling out on the cliff, so that's going to be pretty sweet. A little bit of lag here. I don't know why. My computer's not doing anything crazy in the background, but I mean, my computer is about 6 years old with bits and pieces of parts upgraded here and there, so it's almost ready for the trash heap, but not quite. We can keep it going for another year or so, I reckon. Maybe even a bit more, because it was so super OP when I first got it. It's it's not really OP anymore. It's like a quad core with 4 gig of RAM, man. It's my work computer's got more stuff than that, and that's saying something, man. But here we go. Is the Reapers coming in? He's going to get chased away by 3 Marines. If we have a click on this, yeah, he only got 1 kill. He got 1 worker. So it's not bad. There's another Reaper coming up. One thing I will say about 4v4 players, when they start cheesing their faces off, they are persistent. They do not just give up and say, alright, I'm going to go into something a bit more stable. They just keep going nuts until it's extremely clear that it's not going to work. Because of course, they have 4 chances to get it right. If it doesn't work on the first player, they just go for the second player, and so on. Because there's a very decent chance that one of the players on the other team is a complete noob who doesn't know what he's doing, and you just have to find that noob and then exploit the hell out of him. But here we go. This guy, 5 minutes 20 seconds, he's already got 6 roaches, so this guy is not a noob. Well, alright, he might be a noob who's got a certain build down pat. We'll always give him that possibility, but more likely he's actually a player who knows what he's doing. Of course, I do remember back in the day, a few years ago, when the 6 roach push about the 5-minute mark, we got the timing out and we were just owning everybody, because as long as you knew that move, man, 6 roaches at the 5-minute mark, nobody knew what the hell to do when they were facing that. They just basically killed over and died, because there was really no way to counter it. But of course the game has progressed since then, and specific time builds, no longer the absolute awesome thing they used to be. Oh my god, that supply depot is down. This is still awesome. This guy does not have scouting. He does not even have a lair. The Dark Templars are going to go in there. They are going to do a lot of damage. We do have a scan here though. Here we go. It's 50 energy. He's going to scan this guy. There goes the scan. The Dark Templar goes down. Thankfully for this yellow player though, he did have DTs in 2 separate bases. These drones did the drones run away? I think they may all have died. There's a few over there. But this Dark Templar is going to go over there. He's going to have to wait for a scan, but that's going to be a long time coming. And, you know, is there a Terran player? There is a Terran player down here. He's used it on mules or something like that. So, not being a team player, but there we go. Missile turret. This DT is not going to get away. He's going to get owned right there. And there we go. Good stuff. But here comes a third DT. He knows that the Zerg player is completely exposed. There's DT coming down, but a nice scan from his ally over there. I assume it was from his ally. Yeah, probably from his ally. Managed to get that one down. This DT is still going strong. And this Zerg player is just like, oh, I am such a dumbass right now, because he does not have anything near going for scanning potential. He does not have a lair. He does not have an Evo chamber to build spores. He's solely relying on this player to use up all his scans. And there we go. Good job. But we've just got another DT coming in, and he really should just lift this up. But he does have a missile turret at the front now, so should be fine. And there we go. This DT gets wiped out, and I don't think the yellow player will be doing that anymore. So there we go. Let's see what's happening on the other side of the map. We do have a nice bit of tank work going down from the green player. If we have a look at the units, he does not have any other units. He just has tanks. So he is going for a pure supply, not supply role. He's going for a pure backing up this pink player. He's going for a support role only. He does not need any other units. He just has a bunch of tanks, and he is going to do all the damage and let all his allies protect his tanks, because that is what a baller player he is. And of course I'm being sarcastic, but there we go. We'll see how it works. If we have a look, he's building 2 more tanks and another factory, so he is really going in for this support role. And of course he's taken the base because he needs it for all that tank production. But there we go. The pink player is coming out here. He's going to build this base. And he is... Where's the pink player? He's not actually building that much. Oh, my mouse is going again. It's been doing this funny thing where it starts going funny all over the place, and it's not very fun. There we go. This guy, I like this guy, man. He's got a pretty baller army going on. He is going in there. He's doing a bit of scout. He's got some nice army stuff going on. He's got 1 weapons already. He's not going on any more upgrades, but I would not be surprised to see some more of that going down. This guy's got a very nice army as well, Andion. So the Terrans, man, Triple M. It's so simple and yet so effective, so why not? Red player going for a nice bit of Stalker army. So these 2 guys down here doing a very good job. Did something just blow up there? I can't even tell. What's the blue player doing? The blue player is still recovering, and he's not doing a whole lot, but he's getting an expansion, so that's something. His roaches are... Well, he's got 1 roach left. But here we go. It looks like we're seeing an attack up here. We've got a few siege tanks. He's got to wait for reinforcements before going in for those tanks, but the tanks have acted as an early lookup system, and we are going to have 1 zealot coming in there to defend the tanks. So there we go. Somebody's got the right idea. Why is somebody pinging this map? The purple player's pinging it. He's like, we should attack there first. Ah, yes, of course, go up for these ranks. Of course, there is 1 tank up there. If he scans up there and then moves in really close to the rocks, he can take out that tank, but then, of course, the Widow Mine should be able to hit him. So, is a death at all rounds here, but we'll see. Maybe the blue player is going to go for Muta. That would be a very nice choice at the moment because of this very effective ground army. A nice bit of air harass would do wonders. Here we go. This player, Andre, man, he has been going nutso on the army. He's got a really good amount of forces left. Pink player, he's got half decent, but there's no marauders in there. He has been getting up some Widow Mines though, so we've got to give him some props for that. The green player, of course, has been going into Thors. Where's his army tab? Where's his army tab? There you go. So he's got 2 Thors and 7 tanks. So he's going for the massive mech build, which might become effective about 5 minutes down the track, but Basically, right now he's fairly useless. He's got the tanks, but the tanks are good at support only. If it was just his tanks, he would get steamrolled. So there we go. There's going to be some nice support for this army. And we'll see if he can actually make Thors work. I'm going to go ahead and say that he probably won't, unless he gets left alone for the entire game and just busts out with a crapload of Thors in the late game. But we will see what happens. And I actually have been thinking since the last 4v4 we cast, and I really like the idea of handing out awards to players at the end of the game. And I was thinking even in a few months' time, once to start going through a whole lot of 4v4 games, we could probably try and actually have a awards ceremony of some kind. We'll get the best 4 or 5 out of each category, out of each award type, and we'll show them all the video, let you guys vote for them, and there we go. Now hand out some awards to some players. I can't say whether the players who won that award will actually get anything. I doubt whether the winner of the Tool Award will probably want the award, but I don't know, maybe we can work something out. And that Raven Bomb just completely failed in every single way possible it is to fail, but at least you give it a shot. These guys are not going to want to drop over there anytime soon, especially not with Raven Bombs flying around. So right now, I believe T1 does have a bit of an advantage. They are starting to expand in the middle, but so are these players. Look at this guy going all the way across the map to expand. So they're really going in and doing this stuff. I'm surprised the red player is expanding here actually. He's got this spot, and he's got this spot to go to. I don't know why he's not going to this spot or this spot. They're both better to defend. But he's going into this spot. Raven Bomb coming down. Did an excellent job there, getting that Stalker out and away from the main army, because of that, of course, that's what you got to do. You got to get the one unit that's being targeted by the Raven Bomb. You got to fly him as far away as you can from the rest of the units, so he doesn't do any splash damage. But there we go. Have a look at the army sizes. Blue player is off to a running start for the most useless player in the game. Alright, first of all, most useless player. It's not 100% that we're going to give out every award every game. It's not even 100% that we're going to give out any awards every game. We're only going to give awards out to those who really deserve them. And at the 16-minute mark, having only 64 supply, I say, where's my units tab? That our blue player is really starting to go for that useless player. Let's just have a look at the awards we have so far. We've handed out the Tool Award once so far. It was quite deserving to our player. He was back a couple of games ago, so that was it. A Tool player, of course, for very unsportsmanlike conduct, mainly in the comments. If you are winning and you are a complete arse about it, or if you're losing and you're a complete arse about it, then you are definitely in the running to earn the Tool comment. I actually had one player who was a massive Tool. I was playing a 1v1 game against him. I was Protoss and he was Zerg. He did a 6-pull on me. I managed to hold it off for about 5 minutes. It was a very good 6-pull, but I managed to survive in the end. Wiped him out. And yeah, I did actually wipe out his base because he left like a couple of minutes after I managed to kill all these lings and made it a pretty safe bet that I was going to win the game at that point, because I had all my pylons up and a bunch of zealots, and he totally started tooling me out, man. He was saying, "You're so lucky, you know, I totally ruined your game now. You're incredibly lucky to deal with that 6-pull," and all that sort of stuff. And that is a 100% bad loser Tool comment right there. So he would definitely be in the run for a Tool comment. But here we go. We've got some very nice attacks here, man. Beautiful attack here. Lots of dropships, lots of guys moving in. And this guy, man, if we have a look at the army, he's 182, man. He's going in there, he's doing a beautiful attack, man. And this guy, I've got to say, this guy is, yeah, he's definitely in the running for the Baller Army sort of thing. We've got a award called Baller Army. Basically the guy who builds up a massive army and does some massively good shit with it. Of course, I would not give the Baller Army award out to multiple people. per game, maybe in exceptional circumstances I might, but I mean, look at this guy. He's got an awesome army as well. This guy's got an awesome army. There's probably a couple other people with awesome armies out there, but I mean, it's just, it depends. Okay, there we go. One comment right there. You cannot get a positive award and a negative award in the same game, and you definitely cannot get the Baller Army award if you are a tool, and this is a tool comment right there. He's probably not going to get the tool award, but I think his chances of getting the Baller Army award have rapidly dwindled after putting that comment down. So let's have a look at some of our other awards, which we are actually, no, let's actually cast the game. You know, let's make for a nice change of pace in this game. Actually start describing what's going on during the game. We've got a bunch of battle cruisers, nice bit of Colossus army down there. These guys going in, a bunch of Vikings. Is 2-on-1 though, so I don't think you can really do much here. The battle cruisers, I mean, they've gotten a lot better since Wings of Liberty, so he's going to do quite a bit of damage there. Here we go, bunch of tanks of the Thors, man. And what is this guy? He's going Ling and Bailey at this point. Okay, really, I mean, the 20-minute mark. He's going Ling Bailey. How many forces he has? He's at 123. He's going to go in there. He's not going to do much. Although these Bailings, man, he's bought some time for the Bailings to go in. And I have to say, after wiping out this entire army, he is no longer eligible for the most useless player of the game award. He has definitely done something. And I'm sure this green player will also do something at some point. So there we go. All these players are going in, and right now we do look like there's looks like there's no awards going to be handed out. It's definitely not a good thing, but it's definitely not a bad thing either, because it doesn't mean it means we're not handing out any of the absolutely useless awards this game. So we'll have a look, and we'll see what's going to go in there. Bunch of Stalkers coming in. The Stalkers not getting the backup from their other forces, so definitely not a good idea to be going in there. He's facing 3 armies. Although he did have some backup from this massive Tempest army that he is also controlling, but they got the Thors to deal with now as well, so they've got to back up a bit, take out these Colossus. You've got a beautiful opportunity to take out the Colossus, or of course the battle cruisers. It looks like he has wiped out pretty much all of the battle cruisers. There's 2 more here, but there were like 5 or 6 of the things before, they're all gone now. But yeah, these guys are going to back up now. They are not that good versus Thors. In fact, they're pretty shit, so they've got to back up and get out of there. Couple of Tempests doing flank on these battle cruisers. They got another one down, so some absolutely excellent stuff happening from our red player to take these battle cruiser numbers down, but he's going to have to rely on some of his other teammates to deal with this very large ground army that the green player has managed to build up. We have a look at the active forces. This guy, man, he's building up like there's no tomorrow. But this army is just, it's gotten out of control. It's got completely out of control. There's so many Thors. He could take out the tanks, he could take out the Thors, but I don't think he could take out the Thors and the tanks when they're right next to each other. I don't think he can. It's just too much. Team 1 will have to start double teaming this guy to take him out. And here we go. The yellow player's coming in to join in the fun. And it's just not going to happen anymore. I mean, this guy he's got a very large army. It's a beautiful army. But 2-on-1 is just not going to work. It's just not going to work, and he doesn't have... He's got a fair amount of Vikings, but I mean 8 Vikings is not enough for this Colossus force. You really want 2 to 3 Vikings per Colossus, and there's already 8 Colossus there. So there's no chance that his army would survive. Here we go, bunch of Tempers. Here we go, teal player, make your move, get in there. It's a bit of to and fro. The red player's already pulling out. They need to synchronize their attacks. That was a very nice attack. There we go. He's got to go in. The teal player's running out too far. The red player's coming in. You need to synchronize your attacks. And here comes the orange player once again with a whole bunch more dropships going in there. They're not synchronizing. I think if they both went in at the same time, they've got a good chance of doing some serious damage here. While they're attacking this rocks, might be a good idea. And here we go. This is a good plan. They've got nowhere to back up. That's it. Red player's going in. Teal players following. They're going to go full sprint, but they've got the rocks down in record time. And they've got to really hit the flank of these guys very hard before the orange player comes down and manages to reinforce them. Here we go. Teal's back it up again. No, that's a bad idea. You've got to go in there. You've got to do the damage. Because it's just... If you move out, you leave your ally out there, and here we go. There's a huge bunch of ultras. The blue player finally getting out some decent units, and he's doing some very decent damage with it. Here's the Teals players moving in quite a lot of his forces, sacrificing him, but he's taken out a lot of the Colossus with his Vikings and with those front lot. He's got to move the rest in. They're going to take out a lot of the Thors. They're out of the siege tank range for the most part. So this is an excellent attack. And of course these Tempests are really going to be hitting the Thors hard. And there we go, it's just tanks left except for this one Thor. And the Tempest should have no worries wiping these units out. Here we go. He didn't really save any units from this drop attack. The blue player getting out the ultras he needed to and managing to force that attack off. So it's a good play by him. See the red player and the teal player do quite a bit of damage here. The purple player, of course, is out of the game. He went out of there quite a while ago from the orange player. The orange player went in and took him out. And yeah, there we go. So here we go. It's a good defensive moves here. But we'll have to see how well Team 1 switches over into an offensive mindset and actually starts taking shit out, because they really need... There has been no major offensive in Team 2's side of the base for the entire game, and it's really just not good enough. They're really got to go in there. They're going to start hitting these bases. They're coming out closer and closer to the middle. They're really going to start taking them out, and they're really going to do some damage. And otherwise, I mean, Team 2, man, they're just going absolutely nuts. Look at this guy. He's already nearly maxed out, man. If we have a look at the income, he's got a lot of workers. He's not mining that much. He's only just getting up he's got his third, but he isn't mining a lot. And this attack from the red player, man, is just going to absolutely wipe it out. And here we go. These guys, though, they're going to dump all their guys around here. But look at this, the Tempest production from our red player, man, is completely off the chain, man. These bases he's got down, he's really gone nuts on the mining. He might be better than any other player, perhaps. No, Teal player, man. Teal player is mining like there's no tomorrow, man. He is going absolutely nuts as well. He's got less workers than Orange, but he's just mining it better. He's just got better base coverage, of course, because Orange just lost that base. So there we go. Red player is going to wipe out the rest of this orange force with the help of Teal. And, I mean, there we go. The Teal players and the red players, man, they're doing some excellent harass. Orange player is not happy with the rest of this team. I can't say I 100% blame him for that, because, I mean, this guy is Thor just... Well, I mean, none of them supported him, alright? This guy's going battle cruisers. Didn't support that attack. You could say, fair point, the orange player didn't announce that he was going for an attack, so that's why they didn't support him. But, I mean... yeah, here we go. Totally having the crap all over the chat channel. Got some nice swearing in there, so that's good. Very interesting. That battle cruiser lasted about 2.5 seconds. And oh my god, just so many Tempests. And this is officially a critical number of Tempests right here. You're just going to go absolutely nuts with these. If we have a look at the units tab, 27. He isn't quite maxed out, but he is rapidly getting there. If we have a look at the upgrades, he's lacking a bit on the upgrades. Now, I have got to say, right now, that this Tempest army is almost going to be enough to win him the Baller Army Award. The only reason I would not give him the Baller Army Award is because he does not have 3-3 upgrades. He needs 3-3 upgrades, otherwise he is not eligible for that award. Of course, to get a Baller Army Award, you do need to have every upgrade maxed. See, this guy's got every upgrade maxed, but unfortunately, his army composition just sucks balls, and he is not very good against everything. He's got Thors and tanks, but this is going to be the second time he's had his army wiped out, so definitely, I mean, he's getting a lot of Vikings now, which is good against the Tempest, but it's too little, too late. And here we go, we've got some Ultras coming in, and we've got these guys fully upgraded, really good. Marine Marauder with a bunch of medevacs. It is all over the place, but again, I don't know. To get the Baller Army Award, I really think you need to have something that really impresses. You got to have something that's just absolutely all over the place and actually make it work. Tempest do qualify, but again, not got the upgrade, so not quite. And I don't think anybody's really going to win any awards this game. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I really don't think. There's probably some candidates for the Tool Award. Maybe Andre was having a bit of being a bit of a tool, but I got to admit the rest of his team wasn't on top of their game as much as they could be. They I'm just going to say they were probably a bit lower in the league than they could have been. And okay, all right, here we go. Is definitely all right. I am going to give Andre the Tool Award right here because he just said. I wonder if I can go to the message log. There we go, message log. Okay, he says you can 1v3 people, and that is a 100% Tool comment. So there we go. Congratulations to Andre. He has just earned the Tool Award for that comment. Now I don't know if that's going to be enough to make it into the to win the Grand Tool Award of the year when we finally get to that, but yeah, he's definitely won it this game. So congratulations to him. And this guy, man, is just all over the place. And I am very tempted to give this guy the Baller Army Award, man. I really am. Just while we're waiting for this guy to finish up, I'll give you the rest of the awards. The positive awards, of course, are the Baller Army. We have seen that. We have Harass King. We haven't seen that in this game, but a Harass King, of course, is constant drops all over the place on everybody at once and constantly doing some good damage. So lots of drops, lots of Muta Harass, lots of Widowmine Harass, that sort of stuff. Look at this guy go, man. He is an absolute tool all over the place, man. He is just absolutely nuts. He is having a go at the teal player for only having 1-0 upgrades on his tank when he has 3-3 on his Marines and Marauders, man. And there we go, absolute tool. But there we go, back to our awards. We've got the Harass King Award, and we have also got the Unsung Hero Award, and that is for the guys who just get down there, get the job done, save their mates when they really need the help. And we really can't give that award here in this game because I don't think any of these guys really deserved it. The purple player went down, but he went down to an awesome attack by the orange player. And I mean, the fact that he got wiped out, it really wasn't anybody's fault because it was just such an awesome attack. His army had already got shelled down from some action in the middle. So there we go. And we're just going to keep on keeping on with this game. This orange player is going to be a tool right to the end. And there we go. Good stuff by him. Keeping on and keeping on. And of course we do have the negative awards. The first award, you know, is the Tool Award. And we've seen some very good tools on the internet. And no doubt we'll see a lot more. He's actually destroying his own units. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Maybe to build some more. But there we go. He's got a bunch more Vikings coming out. He thinks this guy is raising buildings all over the place. And he's probably not wrong about that. But here we go. So we've got the Tool Award. We also have the Tosser Award. Now, I will explain what the Tosser Award is. That is for somebody who does a completely and utterly stupid move. I'm not talking about somebody going roaches at the 20-minute mark, because roaches are still fairly good. I'm not even talking about somebody who goes reapers at the 20-minute mark. I am talking about somebody who builds up a massive army of Void Rays and hits the move command over a group of Marines and just completely loses his entire army. Now, and it's got to be, I mean, if it's a one-off mistake and they do awesome versus the rest of the game and they get back in there and they start doing some damage, then I will say you are not a tosser, okay? For you to be a tosser, you have to really do something stupid, and you have to just not be doing that well over the entire game. I'm talking about just getting out a bunch of Void Rays. I mean, if you do some good damage and then lose all your Void Rays to a mistake, then fair enough. You're not a tosser, you're just somebody who made a mistake. And we all make mistakes. I mean, it doesn't make you a tosser if you lose a bunch of Void Rays to Marines just because you weren't paying attention. But if you build a massive amount of Void Rays, and you go out there and you lose them all straight away, and you don't do a single bit of damage, then you are a tosser. I'm going to say that right now. That is what the tosser reward is going to be. It's going to be for somebody who does something so unbelievably stupid, it's not even funny, and doesn't even get anything out of it. So there we go, the toss reward. We do, of course, having the letting our mates down award. We did see that in the previous 4v4 game. Two players got wiped out, and the other two players did not lift a finger to help them. They just sat back in their base and did nothing, even though they did have some forces. And they were well earned that letting your mates down award. None of that really happened. You could argue that it happened here, but I'm going to say that orange player just had a great offense. He caught everybody off by guard, especially the purple player. So it was more an awesomely executed attack by the orange player than it was a not helping your mates out attack. Not helping your mates out by the other three players. Maybe the blue player could have done better, but he was already running for the useless army award at that point, so there's not really much he could have done. See, in order to let your mates down, you really need to have some sort of chance to actually go in there, and you just have to not do it. I mean, you just have to. I mean, even if you've got a small force and you don't go in there, then you're letting your mates down. If you've got a large force and you don't go in there, you're definitely letting your mates down. If you've got nothing and you don't go in there, then I mean that's just smart play. You could say, well, I've only got I haven't got enough forces, so I'm not going to go in there. But that in my opinion, you're still letting your mates down, because you could sacrifice some of your forces, take out some of the enemy forces, slow them down, and maybe some of your other mates can manage to get in there and do a bit more damage. And maybe you save your mate losing a little bit more. Every little bit helps, and if they come away with 5 or 6 more drones than they had, then that could be what wins you the game in the long run. And what else? The last award. I've got 4 bad awards, but 3 good awards at the moment. So we're going to have to think of another good award later on. But the last bad award is, of course, the useless award. And useless is going to be over the whole game. So we could say the blue player was useless for the first 5 or so minutes, but he did pull in the end. He had his ultras out there. He was doing some damage. So we can't really say he's useless. We really can't. I mean, and useless doesn't mean you don't build an army. Useless means that you may build an army and you just don't do anything with it. I mean, you don't do anything of worth. I mean, you could basically, if you build up a massive army and then you keep it at your base and your army gets wiped out, that at your base, and your army was sitting there for like a good 10 minutes. I'm not talking about building up a massive army, then the enemy attacks you within 30 seconds and your army gets wiped out, because that's just bad luck. If your army sits at your base for 10 minutes, you don't go out there, you don't do anything, you don't support your mates, and then somebody attacks you and your army gets wiped out, I'm going to say that deserves the useless award. And of course, not building a decent army at any point in the game also earns you the useless award. But we don't have any awards this game, other than, of course, Andre, who is our number 1 tool, and he did an excellent job at being our number 1 tool. There we go. So you can see through this log. There we go. Started off all the way back here. Of course, this is a staple of the tools. You do have some higher class tools who actually spell correctly and try and be a bit smart about their tooling, but most players, I mean, they just go for broke, man. They don't need to spell correctly. There we go. He's a complete tool. I can 1v3 you. Too bad I can't 1v4. Blah blah blah. Lots of swearing. That's well. Go back to Bronze League. Of course, always an excellent tool comment. There we go. Another misspell there. It's a great job. Another swear word. So he's just having a go at everyone. Obviously, he was the only person on that team who was doing anything useful, and I gotta say, he did a fairly good job. He really did, and his teammates weren't at his level. So, but I mean, 4v4, you accept that risk. That sometimes your teammates aren't as good as you are, And unless you're sure that they're purposely just sucking, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being in Bronze League and going for what, just tanks and Thors only. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could try and do it. It's bad. I mean, it could be improved, but it's not like you're purposely dragging down the team or something like that. And these guys, they complain about having teammates that aren't in their league. I mean, you're a tool. You really are a tool. And here we go. He's having a go at everyone, man. He's going all over the place. And there we go. He finally leaves, but he is a massive tool, one of the biggest I've ever seen. And yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this game. We do still have a DT over here guarding this watchtower, but he was pretty useless. This DT gets the useless award, man, because he did not do... Actually, no, take that back. 12 kills. So yeah, he does not get the useless award. He gets the solo baller army award, or whatever. Anyway, going on. Thank you very much for watching this game. I'll cast some more 4v4s later on. I've got to get on, and I've got to cast the next semi-final series of games from the Zotac Monthly Cup that was run in April, so we've got to go ahead and do that and get those games out. I've cast one league, one set of semi-finals, got to cast the other ones now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed, and if you think up a really good idea for an award, let me know. We're not going to have too many though, maybe one or two more, I'm thinking, but if you got an awesome idea, I may replace one of my already existing ones. So there we go, let me know, and if you have any 4v4 games which is deserving of an award, please send them in for me. I would love to cast them, because we need more 4v4 games. We cannot have enough 4v4 games going on. So there we go, thank you very much. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course free-for-all games as well. Give me those as well, because those are awesome too. Alright, catch you guys later.